Listen, cause baby, I just got my hair done and bitch, I don't know how to act. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, so I just left the Dominicans and I feel really good about it because let me tell you something. My mama know and my best friend know that I was going through it because it's like, you know, I've been doing the avocado masks, I've been sharing with y'all, and I've been trying to give my hair a break from all the blow drying and all that. But baby, listen, when I tell you I was feeling something just was dull, something just was not right, and I just could not put my finger on it. And it was like, this was like the first 2 weeks of the month. I was like, is it the retrograde, Jesus? What's going on? And then I scrolled past a post, and this funny lady that I usually follow, she was saying something about, what did she say? She said, bitch, you ain't depressed, you just need to go get your hair done. I said, you know what? I said, well, I'll be damned. She was right, and I feel so much better. I feel so much better. But listen, y'all, that's not why I came up here. I came up here because I wanted to review and talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville real quick, because Love and Marriage Huntsville is back. And I wanted to talk about it a little bit real quick before the new episode comes on tonight, because the new episode's coming on tonight, and I was like, you know what, while there's only one return episode out, let me jump on it and let me, you know, let me just say what I got to say about it. So hold on, here's my notes. So first, can we say ding dong, Mel is gone. I'm so sorry. I know I'm late. Yes, applause, mommy's clapping. I know I'm late, but I just had to say that because I didn't get to say it publicly. That lady was hard to watch. I'm so glad that lady is not on the show no more. I mean, it was kind of like Nene. You remember when Nene at the end, like, we love Nene, we miss her, we want her to come back to Real Housewives of Atlanta, but like season 12 was hard to watch. It was hard to watch Nene in season 12 because she was just not giving her best self. But now we miss her and we want to see her back on TV, and hopefully maybe later on Mel can come back and she can have something interesting going on, maybe a man or something, and if she can scrape up any friends, you know, it'll work out for her. But she was getting hard to watch. Like, honestly, I was real late on the first half of season 10 because I assumed that she was going to be up there, and I didn't really start enjoying and dabbling until I found out she wasn't. But anyway, before I get into the episode, I'm gonna need y'all to please like, share, comment. I like when you guys comment, and I like when we engage and go back and forth on what y'all think. And please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go over to YouTube if you ain't on YouTube right now and click subscribe. It's free. Click the notification bell so you can know about when I post things, when I post reviews, when I post vlogs, whatever. I'm just gonna be posting a lot more content because I'm getting good feedback, and I'm gonna keep doing it because that's what I'm here to do. So like I said, like, share, comment, and subscribe. All of it's free, promise. All right, so the episode opened up with Tish going over to Tisha's house, I guess, to discuss, you know, to catch up and discuss some things. Honestly, Tisha kind of pissed me off because Tisha wanted to bring up, like, towards the end of the conversation, Tisha brought up something to the effect of, oh, you know, there's those rumors that you talking to somebody and you be having guys in your DMs and stuff, and I was just thinking that's crazy. And it's like, Tisha, ma'am, wrong person. Wrong person. You and Marceau don't need to say, like your husband told you, y'all, out of everybody, do not need to be the people saying anything about anybody's side pieces, chatting, what may be going on, what may not be going on. We don't want to hear from you, okay? And actually, Tisha's been honestly getting on my nerves, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Tisha was one of my favorite characters. She was actually my favorite character on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's a Libra, I'm a Libra. You know what I'm saying? They kept trying her and playing on her top, and it made me feel some type of way, and I was always going up for Tisha. The same way y'all, the millimeters go up for Mel, I was always going up for Tisha. But Tisha's been doing the most, and what pisses me off about it what pisses me off the most about it is because, first of all, this version of you that's coming at Miss Nell the way you coming at Miss Nell and acting the way you acting, I needed that bitch all 10 seasons before this. I needed, because Mel, you wouldn't say shit to Melody. That bitch was trying to destroy your life, destroy your marriage, destroy your businesses, and you ain't never spun your head around on her the way you did on Miss Nell. And it's giving weak, because it's like, it's giving you only doing that because the lady's an older lady and she's really by herself. She really don't have too many, you know, allies. And then when Destiny comes in to stand up for her, you want to come at Destiny and talk shit to Destiny like, basically, be you the new Mel. You didn't want Mel to be out the way so that you could be in charge of the girls and be, you know, hosting things and being the referee and letting this one know what's going on with that one. That's not why you wanted Mel gone. You wanted Mel gone so that you could be the new mean girl. so that you could be the bitch that's picking on everybody, and oh well, if you ain't on my team, then if you ain't with it, then fuck you. Like the way she's coming at Destiny, I think it's very immature. I think it's very childish, and it's like, bitch, you picking beef with the wrong people. All this smoke that you got for Miss Fletcher, and all this smoke that you got for Destiny, you need to have with your damn husband.
Truth be told.
Truth be told. Let's call the song exactly what it is. Now, we're going to move on to the next thing before I get hot and bothered, because I got a few more things to go down. Okay. Yeah, but back to Tisha and Tish and their conversation that they were having about Ken. So I'm just going to go ahead and say my theory on Ken and Tish's relationship, because yes, since last season, we've all known that I like the girl. First of all, let me just say I like Tish. She's a beautiful girl. She's been through a lot. I feel like you could put anything on her because her body is bad. I feel like she, you know, I'm very glad that she has Ken, to someone to support her through all her trauma and all the things that she's been through. I'm grateful that she has that for herself. However, my theory is, I could be wrong, but my personal theory is the reason why it seemed like Tish might have something else going on, or she might be sneaky, or she might talk to other dudes or deal with other dudes, and she ain't in no rush to get married, is because I think that, and I told you this before last season, I think that man don't got no dick. I think because he's been on, he gives that he's on steroids. Listen, when you see a muscular man and they muscles is booming and they got them little veins that look like little worms on their muscles, bitch, that's a telltale sign of steroids. Okay? And we all know that when they do them steroids, you know, it you know, takes over in other places. It takes away from other places. So I ain't never seen him have no outbursts or nothing on camera that gives, you know, he's on steroids. I don't even think he's on a lot of steroids, but he on something. Because, I mean, he's a good-looking man. You know, he got a body. He got a job. He take care of her. He do this. Like, on paper, if she was marrying based off of paper, she would have been married him by now. But the reason she's hesitant and the reason that she ain't all aboard is because I'm telling y'all, he ain't rocking the boat. That's just my theory. But we gonna digress, okay? Next up, because I'm just busting through these. I'm just getting through these. Yeah, all the Scots is getting on my nerves. I didn't like Kimmy jump, because Kimmy's supposed to be the more mature one of the Scots and of the group. And I just feel like I really realized that Kimmy's older and she's mature and she speaks well and she can articulate, but Kimmy's a follower and she's not very strong-minded. Like when she's having her conversations, she makes good points and all of that, but then it's like what your actions and what you end up settling for and the way you end up proceeding, it just denounces everything that you just sat there making sense about. Yeah, I wasn't with the ganging up on Miss Nell and being mad at Disney for not complying. I feel like Kimmy is being petty because she really just don't like Miss Nell from last year when they was arguing over whatever they was arguing over, the room assignments, whatever dumb shit they was arguing over. It's just weak because it's like y'all coming for the old lady. But yes, Destiny is now my new favorite. That's why I wanted to, that's what the moral of the story was. Tisha is no longer my favorite on the cast. Destiny is my favorite because Destiny reads the most authentic to me. Is her shit perfect? Is her shit all the way together? No. But Destiny reads the most authentic to me. Cause she's just like, hey, it is what it is. Like, I'm taking care of my child, I'm taking care of my daddy, I'm doing what I gotta do. You know, she gives as much, she tries to be as transparent as possible. She gives as much about her life as she can to the show. And I appreciate that. I always liked Destiny. I liked her. I got a real inside view of her when I started doing an interview on Kia Simone's channel. And once I got to see her, you know, you get a real feel for reality stars, music artists, social media influencers. You get a real feel for who people are when you see them have a conversation and you see them in interviews and, you know, how, you know, what their thoughts are on certain things. So Destiny's my new favorite. And moving on. Okay, we gonna move on to the Fletchers. Now, before I even get into the Fletcher scene, my first question is, where is Alexis? And Alexis is Chris Fletcher's daughter, Miss Nell's stepdaughter. It's the daughter that he came into the marriage with. After that dinner that went awry, their first season on, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, we've seen, it was the season before last. We've seen Miss Nell go to therapy, a family therapist. We've seen her and Chris prioritize the repairing of the relationship between she and her youngest son and she and her older son, Lance, that she came into their marriage with. But I just feel like, honestly, as much as I sympathize with what the Fletchers are going through and as much as I may like the Fletchers, that was the first time I really wasn't feeling either of them. And honestly, until the producers or until production brings it back to the surface, because until we see some remedy between, or until let me speak for myself, until I personally see some remedy in between the Fletchers and Alexis, I really don't care about what they got going on personally in their personal storyline. Now, I can come to Miss Nell's defense about Tisha and them trying to gang up on her, because I ain't with nobody ganging up on nobody. I'm not with none of that. But I also, when the cameras go to her house, which is full of, which could use a facelift on the inside. The outside is beautiful, but that's not what we're talking about. But when it comes to her, Miss Nell and Fletcher's personal storyline, until that shit with Alexis is remedied, I'm not interested in Lance and his kids. I'm not interested in, God bless her, but your mom being deceased. I'm not interested in that being your storyline this season like it was last season. I'm not interested in that. If you want to interest me, Fletchers, and I'm not even interested in all that y'all are going through professionally with his license being revoked or whatever, but if you want my personal interest, revisit the conversation with your daughter, with Alexis. All right. What else? Yes, Chris Fletcher's license is revoked. Okay, so let me just say this. I just don't feel like it's fair for us to jump to conclusions about why his license being revoked. We don't know the details of why his license is revoked. And we know that being on this TV show brings attention to you. And, like Stormy. Stormy had her business, was doing good business, but people don't like her on the show, so they call and they fuck with her products or whatever. We know that the show's fan base can get a little besides themselves and go above and beyond for who they do or don't like. So we don't know if it's something like that. We just saw a couple of seasons ago or last season when Martell was staying in a house that Chris was the listing agent, he was the listing agent. Martell was renting the house month to month for the time being, and then when the people were ready to sell the house, Martell was like, I'm not going, and he was giving them a hard time. Now, if those people lost a potential seller or a potential buyer or two, that's something that they could go to the board about, or if they, if it interfered with them selling their house, that's something they could go to the board about and have his license revoked. And if that would be the case, then that's really Martell's fault. It is his fault. We did see him try. He did have a fiduciary duty to his client as a realtor, but that was Martell not squatting in them people's house. Them people needed to go after Martell. But I'm just assuming that that's why he got his license revoked, because we don't know. I don't know why his license is actually revoked. It seems like he's working on it, and honestly, I hope that those people, what is it called when something's revoked? Reinstate. I hope those people reinstate his license, because honestly, if he's been doing realty for 10, 20 years, 25 years, and this is the only time he's had an issue or whatever, y'all get that man his livelihood back. Give that man his livelihood back. Now, who can kick rocks is that motherfucking Marcel. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't give a damn what business partner. I don't care. He does not owe you an explanation. He does not owe you an explanation, Marcel, on camera, because when you were getting sued and you had a lawsuit going on, it was mum's the word. You didn't want to talk about your lawsuit. Maurice last season didn't want to talk about his fucking DUI. So don't nobody ride Mr. Fletcher about what he got going on in his personal career, which he can't really talk about because it's tied up legally. Don't try. Marceau has many off-putting qualities or off-putting characteristics, but one that he has that's consistent, and I just do not like it. Marceau has a tendency to kick people while they're down. He did it with Martell, and he's doing it with Mr. Fletcher. And it's like, you and Tisha, that's the one thing about it that I can't take with you and Tisha. You and Tisha throw stones like y'all house ain't made of glass, ain't even the word. Twigs. Crystal. No, what's it called when you get them thin wine glasses? The ones that you barely want to toast with, because that's the type of glass house. They live in a crystal house. We don't kick rocks. You don't need to be checking nobody about what they got going, because I want you to open up or come back and tell us where your lawsuit is. Did you settle? Is it still going on? Is there another one? Let's talk about that. Yeah. Let's talk about why your house on the hill ain't done yet. Let's talk about those types of things. I don't want to watch you check this man that's been growner than you for a while about what's going on with his license. Oh, well, we supposed to be business partners. Real estate agents come a dime a dozen. Ain't your wife a real estate broker? Ain't Tisha Okay, what's Scott Realty? Don't Tisha got a real estate brokerage? Don't y'all own properties? Don't y'all have some realtor that I'm sure you've been dealing with prior to Chris Fletcher? So miss me with all that. He's down and you want to kick him while he's down on camera because he didn't sit there and defend you and co-sign you using his name when you was in Atlanta and they took that picture of your back because you was cheating on your wife and you used his, oh, I was in Atlanta with Chris Fletcher, and he came back and said, no, you were not in Atlanta with me because you ain't gonna have me getting kicked out of my house with my wife because you, and I feel like Marceau is low-key trying to stick it to him because he didn't sit there and lie for him. That's really how I feel. Because it's like now you business partners with a man that you was just playing his business and him and his wife's business last season. Then the season before that, you was saying that y'all were doing business together because he was the reason you were in Atlanta for all those hours on that day that they got that picture of your back. It's just a mess. It's just, I don't want to hear, it's just the same message to Tisha. It's y'all as a couple and y'all got the same couple's message. Right message, wrong messenger. Wrong message, wrong messenger. Don't nobody want to hear that shit from y'all. Y'all on the show share your business and your storylines and what y'all got going on. Moving right along. I'm busting through these, y'all. I'm busting through these because I ain't trying to be up here all day. Okay, yes, I empathize with Miss Nell being overwhelmed. You know, I empathize with Miss Nell being overwhelmed, and I really hope that she takes her a sabbatical or goes on a private vacation or something, and, or, you know what I'm saying, and, or has a weekly massage that she books or something, because we don't want to see, Miss Nell is a lot of the women in the black families. You know, it's like everybody's, you know, acting like black men are a hot commodity because I don't know, not that they're not, we love black men, but what I'm saying is like, everybody's fighting over and doing all of this and setting up and scheming on and all this for black men when it needs to be the other way around. Everybody needs to be chasing down and trying to get with black women because black women hold the black community together. They hold the black family together. And her being overwhelmed, I'm sure a lot of women can relate to that sentiment. Her holding it all together for her kids and her man and this and that. We definitely understand this now. We definitely, you know what I'm saying, sympathize with you. However, my sentiments are the same as they were at the beginning of talking about the Fletchers. I don't want to hear nothing. Matter of fact, talk to them ladies that's ganging up on you. Talk to them like you growner than them and like you could be their mama if you wanted to. Like, bitch, you was bleeding when they was somewhere playing with fucking blocks. Okay? So tell them, talk to them like so. And if you can't talk to them like that, talk to them the way you talk to that stepdaughter. I'm sure they'll fall in line. You talk to them the way you talk to that stepdaughter and let them know you ain't nothing to play with. But other than that, we can move on from the Fletchers. But I do empathize with, you know, what she's going through. And we just hope that Chris's license gets, you know, gets reinstated and or her son's business does better and he can step up and help something. We just hope that something comes through from Miss Nell. But hopefully this show is paying them. I know Love and Marriage Huntsville and OWN don't pay Bravo prices, but they paying y'all something per episode, so this should tide y'all over. And y'all are full cast members. Y'all not friends to the show anymore like y'all were. So, okay, now we moving on to Kimmy and Maurice. Y'all, please pull the plug. Pull the plug. Pull the plug on it. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch y'all being, because let me tell you something about the Scotts. Y'all husbands don't want to be married. Y'all husbands are on the market. Been on the market. Married and all. Y'all husbands are on the market. And the only reason they ain't on the market for real is because y'all refuse to let go. Y'all refuse to let go. Now, Tisha, I understand. Tisha been married to this man for almost 20 years at this point. They got an 18-year-old going off to college. They got 2 smaller children that are still in the house that they're raising. So Tisha turning a blind eye and being like, oh, I'm going to stay with my husband, that doesn't surprise me. That's some Southern woman shit. Like, that don't surprise me. She's from the South. That don't surprise me. However, Kimmy, you too old for this. And I feel like maybe she waited a long time to get married. So Kimmy is like, you know, she gonna make this work and make this work. She's been with Maurice for a long time. But it's just like, this man has made it clear in every which way possible, through every cat call, dog whistle, motherfucking soliloquy, every word salad. He has made it very clear from the Carlos interview he did, from all the things, he's made it clear that he is on the market. Okay? We watched you ride for him harder with his DUI than he rode for you when you was surviving, when you was battling breast cancer. He getting on the internet embarrassing you and stuff and letting all the hoes know that, oh, she ain't fucking me enough because she got breast cancer, so ladies, I'm around. That's basically what he was saying. Then this, all the way from back then, all the way to this conversation y'all just had at the AC Marriott, where he said, well, I want you to be happy whether that's with me or not. That's his way of saying, bitch, you can, I'll be good. I just want you to be happy. So if you're happier being married, then I'll stay married. But if you're happier because you can't do it with me no more, and you want to go on and be with somebody else, I'm fine with that too. He don't care. He could take it or leave it. Because honestly, first of all, Maurice got married young and divorced when he was younger. And one thing I've noticed about the Scott brothers, with the newfound fame, they came on the show married. But with the newfound money and the newfound fame, they would like to be available to fuck anybody. Not that they're not available to fuck anybody that they want to fuck, because they do. But they would like to be available to do so publicly or be with whoever they want to be with. The reason that they're not is because, well, speaking for Marceau, it's too expensive to get rid of his wife at this point. Her name is on everything because they go for contracts as, you know, woman-owned businesses. Her name is on all the shit. Marceau and Tisha's marriage is cheaper to keep her personified. Like, that's that. The Scots 2.0, Kimmy and Maurice, it's just, Kimmy is too bad, she too grown, and Maurice is just not man enough. Maurice is suit deep. Like, all that motherfucker is good for is putting on a suit. He can't talk like he can show you why he got the suit on with his words. He can't, none of that. All he's good for Maurice is, it don't go nothing beyond that suit. He put that suit on, and that's why it's his costume. It's his role. Every time I see Maurice, he got on that suit, and that's because that's where it starts and stops. It starts and stops with his suit. I ain't seen him try a case. I ain't seen him play like he trying a case. I hardly seen the motherfucker sitting behind a desk during a scene, okay? His job is just the show and collecting the check and fucking the bitches after the cameras go, and you sitting home waiting on him. He fucking all the bitches that will fuck him, because if anybody's fucking Maurice, they're probably fucking him for the fame, money, or attention or something to that effect, because Maurice he gives the Ken situation. Like, he don't give that he packing and knocking it down the way he tries to allude to. It's giving Tiffany. Remember, Tiffany was like, oh, I don't understand what Louis is talking about me not fucking him, because I'm fucking him morning, noon, and night. But bitch, no, you're not, because he say you ain't, and you say that you contest. We're not gonna go into Tiffany, but it's given the same thing. It's given that you act like you laying it down and you're not. Okay, moving on. But yeah, pull the plug. Sorry, pull the plug. Even Jalen, even when the way he handles your son, the way you allowed him to handle your son in comparison to how he handles his son, which is different. You know, you were going through breast cancer. You were so busy running behind this man and letting him know that you need him, and thank you for staying with me, and thank you for not leaving me while I'm getting sick with this. But you didn't check on your son. You didn't make sure your son was a part of the process. Your only son, when you're his only mother, you didn't make sure, you didn't include him, make sure he was a part of the process. Kimmy is just like a polished pick-me, where she, you know, she's grown and she been, you know, she is on paper, like she's another one on paper, all of that. She got all the things, but then she's just got this pick-me spirit where it's like you'll trade in all the things to have this half a damn man. Moving right along, because I'm not gonna get spun up about they sorry ass husbands. What else? Oh yeah, okay, so 2 more things. Okay, so Martell, Chris Fletcher, and Ken all got together, I guess, to have some guy talk and discuss what was going on. And Ken brought up the situation where I guess Tisha said something, or just what they're going through. They go through their back and forth because he's giving her his all and she's not really giving. She's giving him her all, so to speak. Like, he lived with her. They work out together, this, that. But I feel like because their personalities and their identities are working out, that's the substance of their relationship. When we working out, when we go to the gym. But as far as anything deeper than that, I just feel like they're not compatible. I feel like he wants to be compatible, and that's another reason that makes me feel like he got a little dick, because he's a catch. That's the one thing we can't confirm. It's his dick size. Other than that, Ken is a catch. And catches ain't putting up with all this wishy-washy, uncertain bullshit that Tish is putting down. Catches that know they catches, they go get another catch. They just do it over like that, like it ain't nothing. So the way he's sitting here trying to stay with her through all this shit and stay with her, it gives that he don't feel like he could do no better. And it's probably because, back to my theory, but we ain't gonna dog the man like that, because I like them. And I really want them to be okay. So we're gonna move right along to the 80s party. Baby, so Miss Wanda showed up to the 80s party, and I might be skipping a lot. I did see the scene where Tisha low-key sicked her mama on Miss Nell, and I don't know why you did that, because you already know you want Miss Wanda to do a little bit and she gonna do the most. But I didn't get to say, because I wasn't reviewing this when this season started, and I don't even know what season we on, because y'all know the Love and Marriage Huntsville seasons are weird. They do an A and B season, so I really couldn't tell you what season we're actually in. But at the beginning of this season, when I saw Miss Wanda pull up to Tisha's house and come out with her leopard on and ring that doorbell, my mother will tell you I was hollering and clapping. So I was so happy to see that bitch back on my screen, because while Miss Wanda was gone, I was down to her YouTube account. I love me some showing up Miss Wanda now. Messy as she is, I love it, because that's another real one where it's like, listen, it is what it is. But Miss Wanda was down to the 80s party with her little podcast, doing her interviews for the people. That shit was funny. Miss Wanda didn't waste no time. She dug right into everybody's motherfucking business. She dug right into everybody's business. They looked cute. I liked the 80s party. Everybody looked cute. I liked how everybody got into it. I loved Tisha's Left Eye costume. The homage she paid to Left Eye. And somebody was like, Tisha was like, is that 90s? Yeah, it's 90s. Or no, it is 80s. Is it 80s? Yeah, it's 80s. TLC came out in the late 80s, right? Like 88, 89. But it's 80s. They got they in the 80s and in the 90s. But they're just better known for being a sensation during the 90s. But anyway, I loved her costume. Martell looked good with his little man unit on. He was doing it with that high top fade. He looked real good with his man unit. Now, he wasn't ready for Miss Wanda questions, but he was wearing his man unit. He looked cute. And he looked cute in his little Bobby Brown illusion. Destiny was cute too. They was matching and stuff. I really like how they've held each other down and had each other's backs. Like, I'm the single up here, you the single up here, but we're gonna hold each other down as far as filming is concerned, yada yada yada. I really like that. You can see, ever since Mel has been gone, you can see the essence of their real friendship, like the friendship that they had before she became friends with Melody as his wife, and the friendship they had that goes all the way back to when they were in high school. You can see it, and they love each other. But it's like Martello cracked jokes on Destiny all day long, like when all her men showed up and all that at the party. But it's like Destiny's one of the boys, so she can take it. She not gonna go like Kimmy would have gotten all offended and, oh, because Kimmy's a side chick, don't say that. Like, you know, like, you can't joke, you can't have fun with the other ladies. But Destiny's like one of the boys, where it's like she can take a joke, she could take the brunt of their jokes. But guess what? When Destiny's not around and somebody make a joke on Destiny in front of Martell, he'd be like, I'm not laughing at that. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Because that's his friend. So I really like I said, Destiny's one of my favorites. And she's so much so my favorite, she's even making Martell seem more likable. I mean, with him being friends with Destiny and with Melody being out the way, it's giving that, you know, she's made him a little more likable and a little more, you know, appeasable. But girl, so let's get to the sit down table at the scene. The sit down was when they was all sitting down at the 80s party. Miss Nell is trying to clear the air, and here come Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda and Miss Nell start going back and forth. Hello, Barbara, this is Shirley. Give it very much so that. Miss Wanda kind of took it to hell. Miss Wanda didn't need to, like, listen. Miss Wanda kind of took it to hell when she brought up the lady dead mama. Like, maybe you need to go work out something with your dead mama and not take it out on my Miss Wanda, ma'am, you cannot do that, Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda, you cannot do that. But I don't, listen, y'all cannot hire Miss Wanda to be the bulldog and then be mad when she bites. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be mad. Like, oh, come here, come to the party to do all that barking you be doing, but don't bite nobody. Well, if she start barking and somebody bark back, then what's next? Y'all know Miss Wanda ain't playing with y'all. Miss Wanda is not playing. So, she's my favorite because, and this is another reason Miss Wanda's a real bitch, because she said two things. First of all, she went too far, but she immediately apologized and she reeled it back in. Like, listen, I ain't saying it like that. I'm just saying. So I appreciated her doing that. And Miss Wanda said, let me tell you something about y'all women. And Destiny was like, is you not a woman too? But what she was trying to fool y'all on is this. You see how y'all all mad behind some shit they was mad at each other about, and now y'all is all still mad at each other and they friends. That's the thing. Men get over shit like that. Men, they will be ready to knock down, drag out. Women don't get involved. Because y'all will get involved and be mad at each other for years, and they'll be done patched up at the barbershop over a beer. And if that, and then they'll be sitting around laughing at, oh, they won't even remember y'all don't like each other because they didn't like each other for a second. They won't even remember that. And Miss Wanda was trying to school y'all like, girls, ladies, stay out of their shit. Now, when y'all shit get too hot, or one of them comes to you, then that's when you go get your man. You go get your man when her man done jump up in your face. That's when you do that. But just don't go beefing with bitches just because y'all husbands. Because guess what? They ain't beefing with each other when y'all get mad at each other. They'll let y'all be mad at each other and sit and laugh about it when they go get together and play football, won't they? So, no ma'am. So, that's what Miss Wanda was trying to school y'all on. But, damn, did I just do the episode? That was pretty much all that happened, right?
Yeah.
We're going to pick up where we left off tonight. We're going to see what's going on. I'm going to jot down some notes. We're going to see what's going on because I'm going to just do the episodes all the way until the reunion because y'all know, and I still might do it because last reunion, I sat there and took notes for all 3 parts of the reunion. And I was like, I'm just going to bust it out in one video. I'm going to go live on YouTube. I'm going to just go down all my notes and we're going to do the reunion. And I just never did it because we was moving. So a lot of stuff was going on. But you know what? I still might do it, bitch. I can do, these are my notes. I can do what I want. I still might. So there's some Love and Marriage Huntsville diehards. I'm gonna just put the link in one of the Facebook groups or something. They'll go watch. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that with this too. But yes, you guys, head over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like this if it's on this is on Instagram. So like this if you enjoyed the review. Comment. Let me know what y'all think about the characters of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And follow me on all platforms at King Vixen. That's KYNGVYXN on all platforms. And I guess that's all for now. Ciao. Oh, actually, that's not all. I will be back to do a Bridgerton review. So I was watching Bridgerton a little bit slow because, you know, I'm trying to make it last. Like, keep sweating them. But I have 2 episodes left. I was gagged last night. Because Francesca's husband died in the bed. That gagged me. But I got to finish the 2 episodes because I'm going to just review season 4 all together. So we'll get together and do that later. But that's it for now. Ciao.